Yes, every game, your hope is that you don't have to shoot a whole bunch of shit. But
Yeah, because usually it shoots back.
right, yes, yeah, you know. Well, I don't think you're gonna have to worry too much about these guys shooting back. Oh, now we have like a buzz. Is that better? No. That's so weird. Anyways,
That's annoying.
yeah. There's like a buzzing. Let's just try something real quick. Glenn, could you do me a favor? Try unplugging your mic and plugging it all the way back in.
See, it stopped.
Right.
It's unplugged. That's why.
Right. Well, I mean, that's...
Yeah, but he's got... Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. If his mic's unplugged, it's not going to pick anything up.
Yeah, it's going into a... like a Turtle Beach kind of mod.
Yeah, I think he got it. I'm not hearing him now, though.
Yeah, that's way better.
We can't hear him, though.
Yeah. Has he said anything?
He's moved his mouth.
Yeah, he's talking and we're not hearing him.
Nope. It might be... He might have the jacks reversed.
No, but his mic was turned off. Turn your mic on.
Yeah, try
on your headset.
Yeah, on the back of your headset. Try turning your mic on.
He had turned it off once. I don't know if he turned it back on, but he's not hearing us because he's...
Yeah.
Yeah. Is your microphone turned on the headset?
I heard that.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
And you're hearing us? And I heard that.
Yeah.
Well, we may have just screwed things up. Sorry about that.
No. I mean, yeah, the echo and the buzz was not workable.
Yeah.
The cat's like, I didn't do it.
Well, he's like, hey, you got any food?
Right. Is there more ice cream up here? While Glenn is messing with that, I will go ahead and bring us in. Welcome to Deepnight Revelation. We'll be picking up where we left off last week. These guys have discovered a another garden world, and this one is a virgin garden world in that they have made first contact with a humanoid species. In fact, for all intents and purposes, they appear nearly human. They have their own language. Things have been dicey, but they have used the crew has used their translation unit, and it is slowly learning phrases and whatnot as they go. And they have been trying to get them to say more and more things so that they can get the translation unit to figure things out a little faster. But they have met the chief of this local tribe. Oh, I can hear an echo again. Are you with us? There you are. Well, we're back to where we were before. Actually, no, we're better than we were before. We don't have the buzz. So.
You might have to just... You might
turn the mic off and on.
Yeah, that of course could work. Anyways, so these guys have been. They have met the chief of the local hill tribe, and they have learned his name is Calwon, and the people of this world they call the world Entrata, which Entrata roughly translates to the people, home, world. They don't really have an actual name for the world itself. It's just Entrata, the people. And this is the hill tribe of Tula-Uneth, or I'm sorry, Tala-Uneth, and that translates as to the people who live in the vale of the river of Uneth. And they are kind of in this region between two rivers. There is another hill fort somewhat to the southeast, and but they landed kind of in the middle, and this was the one they chose to go to, and so these are the people that they have met, and so they are in the process of making first contact. The Calwon, the chief, showed up, kind of extricated them from a curious situation where they had made contact with a farmer and his family who were absolutely terrified of them. He saw them land. He thinks that they are witches and that there is deviltry going on, because of Bocephus and because of the fact that they have portable computer. They tried showing him a video on the portable computer and he about lost his shit. So yeah,
And we plowed it. We plowed his field.
yeah. So they did plow his field, which actually Calwon, when he showed up, the farmer pointed out the fact that they had used their Gecko all-terrain vehicle to plow his field as evidence of their wizardry and deviltry. And Calwon, kind of, even the translation unit, you could hear the sarcasm in his voice when he said, "Yes, the terror, they did your chores for you," was essentially what the translation was. And so Calwon has invited them back to his hill fort. Calwon's not, I mean, I wouldn't say that he's worldly, but he's not stupid. And he thinks that these guys are. I mean, it's general that he believes that they are from another tribe, but more or less that they are somehow advanced, or they have the favor of the gods or something like that. Nobody knows what Bocephus is, and Bocephus is going to be a problem. I mean, everybody is terrified of Bocephus. He is not like everybody else. But before we get started, we would like to thank a friend of the Greenwater Guildhall, and none of these are partnerships or sponsorships of any kind. They are just products that we really like. And today we would like to thank. Oh, who do we want to thank? You know what? Let's go ahead and talk about Easy Roller Dice Company. So Easy Roller right now, who doesn't like dice, right? Everybody wants new dice. Even if you have a gajillion dice, you still need more new dice. And right now they have a sale going on for their sharp edge dice. And I don't know about you, but I really like the sharp edge dice. Those are kind of my go-to dice. I don't like the rolly edge dice where you roll it and it rolls and rolls and rolls and rolls and rolls and rolls. I don't like that. I want to drop the dice and I want it to go thud, 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 thud and land and tell me what is going on. And so they have these dice on sale right now. And so if you go to easyroller.com, I believe that's I don't want to send you to a porn site, so let me double check that. Yeah, easyrollerdice.com. And yeah, they have 6 new sharp edge dice designs in stock. And they have, if you sign up with your email address, they have a 15% off discount for your order. So yeah, go ahead and check them out and get yourself some new dice, man. If you are a fan of the show and you like seeing our channel, oh, that buzz is getting loud again and
You might
echo.
have to just mute yourself at Skype, except for when you talk. Because if you mute
Yeah,
yourself on Skype, it won't give the feedback, and you can still hear.
that's true.
I mute my microphone. That's what I do. I've got a switch on
Right,
my mic.
Yeah, but
but that's not.
his manual switch isn't working. I mean, it does mute him, but there it goes. So, anyways, sorry, Glenn. I know you're having technical issues. So if you are a fan of the channel and you want to help support us, we do have a shop via Zazzle. There are T-shirts and buttons, and we have a beer stein and a blanket. In fact, one of the T-shirts and buttons has the flag or the pirate flag design from our Wednesday night Pirates of Drenax campaign. So yeah, if you want to help support us, go ahead and get yourself a new T-shirt or a button, and we appreciate anything you do. All right, so where we left off, you guys were following Calwon and his procession. And Calwon, if you remember, he is being carried in a leader, and there's like 10 of these soldiers around him. It might be a win. It sounds like an issue with a physical issue with that headphone jack. Is what it sounds like to me. I mean, I've done a ton of audio stuff, and that's what it sounds like. Like there's some kind of magnetic or electromagnetic interference or something. It almost sounds like it's not plugged in all the way, but I know that it probably is. Those jacks sometimes have problems. Anyways, so yeah, so Calwon is riding in a leader, and Sarda had given him his expandable shield, and he is way impressed with that. And so you guys kind of follow him up to this hill fort, the hill fort of Tala-Uneth. And there are, inside of this wooden palisade around this hill fort, there are these smaller wooden huts. And, of course, there are numerous fires. The day has started to get a little bit long, and people have started cooking fires and that kind of thing by the time that you show up. And all of the people, as you enter this palisade gate, all of these people seem like they are at once they are highly interested in seeing who you are and who is traveling with the chief, but at the same time, almost immediately upon seeing Bocephus, they all draw back and are essentially terrified of seeing another creature. You guys are close enough to them that you don't scare them, but Bocephus definitely frightens them. And so this is what these people generally look like. They do have like almost like elven pointed ears, like shortened pointed ears. But aside from that, they for the most part look human. When you guys look at them, your initial thought is that it's really weird, because how could humans be all the way out here? There are some minor differences, but they essentially look human.
Yeah, the fact that they're here suggests an outside force dropping them off. They obviously didn't evolve here,
Well,
Uh,
you don't know that. I mean, everything that you're seeing, you're not seeing any form of technology or anything to say that they were supplanted or so. For
yeah, but
instance,
that
like
that
well,
that wouldn't necessarily be what I'm saying. I'm saying if the ancients dropped them off here and they didn't, yeah, planted by the ancients, we wouldn't see signs of technology. They just got dropped off here and studied, and they just never made it past this thing. But I mean, I just all I'm saying is I think we should really look into how they got here as best they could. Maybe take some DNA samples and run some studies based on what we might know. You know.
okay. So as you are coming into this entry gate and you're heading up to this big hill up here on, or this big fort up here on the top of the hilltop, everybody roll a recon plus intellect check.
While I'm trying to figure out what my recon is. Yeah. Okay. Uh, Stimpy is on our ship. Is that correct?
He is, yeah, Stimpy was back with the rest of the scientists that you left. You only brought one scientist with you, and I believe he was a linguist.
Yeah. Sounds right.
D20s.
Oh, well, there you go.
It's
I laugh
impressive.
as I was probably going to do the same thing because I didn't reset my dice.
Yeah. I didn't do very well. I got a 6.
What did Randolph get? A 9. So Randolph's the only one who got it. So Randolph, you see that there is over in one of the side huts as you are following this procession up. You see that there is a young man. He's probably maybe you're guesstimating 16 to anywhere between 16 and 19 years old. And he is on a crutch, and his right leg is bandaged up. And evidently, whatever got him pretty good because he is bleeding through the bandages. And he's limping pretty bad. It is obvious just from seeing him that he is in pain.
I'm sure. I'm sure they won't mind our demon looking at him.
I could definitely do wonders with that leg, especially if he wouldn't mind coming back to our ship for 3 weeks.
I mean, I
just give him some slow drug.
Yeah.
yes.
Well,
It doesn't take that. It
leg,
doesn't take that long.
Good.
If you want to do DNA testing, it doesn't take that long. I mean, you brought your medical kit, right? I mean, obviously, you're a doctor.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
I could patch him up here and probably fix his wound up a lot better than anything they have.
Well, and I would
really
think. I mean, you're on a research mission, so you probably brought portable lab shit with you, right? I mean,
I'm sure I would. I mean, if that stuff was sitting there, that's in my standard kit.
Right.
Would be. Yeah. I mean, I'm going balls to the wall as far as what I bring. I'll bring everything I fucking can.
Right. So
there's no law level.
So Randolph, you know, he points out this kid.
Yeah. I will try to communicate with the chief or leader, that I can help that kid if you just give me a moment.
Okay, go ahead and make a persuade, and you're pointing at the kid. Go ahead and make a persuasion plus
charm.
Persuasion plus charm check. So certainly doesn't apply.
Persuade 1, charm 1, 2. All right.
Nice. That's you are pretty fucking charming. So
Of
yeah.
course, I'm a dolphin in a xenophobic society. Of course they love me.
I haven't tried to hump anybody yet, so.
Oh, I haven't done no sex.
So yeah, you point out and you make your case, and the translation unit spits out a rough translation, and the translation unit actually has to spit it out like 3 times before the chief really understands what it is that it's trying to tell him, because I mean it is so broken at this point that it's very basic communication.
Yeah, I'll reiterate. He's our healer.
Yes, so that actually helps a bit, and so the chief actually tells the procession to stop, and they lower the leader down, and he steps out and he waves to the people in the hut, and they come out very hesitantly, even coming towards their chief. They're not armed, but they come out hesitantly, and he says some things to them, and I'm not going to make up some alien language and sound the fool, but he says something to them, and
let the demon at his leg.
yes, essentially it comes out like that. It's like the translation unit kind of it's not necessarily demon, but let the witch see to the injury or something along those lines. And the of course the family is kind of slack-jawed at the idea that the chief would recommend this, but he waves the kid forward and turns to Bocephus and waves Bocephus over.
I'm gonna approach the kid, and with the little translator thing, I'll tell him that I bring good magic, and then I will.
I wouldn't say that.
Yeah.
I would not say that.
I do some medicine on him.
So okay. So yeah. So Bocephus, you come over, and he is skittish as a ticklish person going to see the podiatrist. And so
I'll make some strange dolphin sounds and look him dead in the eye. Well, I'm thinking it'll calm him.
This is science. It is not magic. It is science.
I don't know that they really know what science is either.
It is the healing arts.
So with your 17, you are able to get the kid to hold still long enough, and
probably gave him a slight sedative.
That's a +9. So you take these bandages off, and it looks to you like he's either been probably not stabbed by a spear, maybe, but it looks like maybe he was gored. Like maybe he was out hunting and something like a boar or something of that nature with a tusk got him. And he has developed a bit of an infection, but this is nothing for you guys. You give him a injection of an antibiotic, and you redress the wound. You have in your possession the bandages that he was wearing, which are blood and pus covered.
I'm going to take them with me.
There's your DNA samples.
Yeah, that's everything I need right there, and they won't even, probably realize the depth of what I've taken. But I'll put it in a bag, little medical biohazard bag, and put it in my kit.
Yeah.
And nod and smile.
I don't know. A dolphin
Yeah,
person smiling at me may not. If I had never seen one, I don't know that a Chikari smiling at me would put me at ease.
It's a lot
I
of
know, but
teeth.
it's what I have to do.
Right?
I'm just
Yes.
try. Yeah.
Yeah, I would
Uh,
imagine that with a 17, you probably delivered a painkiller. This kid's feeling pretty damn good.
oh yeah.
Um,
Sedative.
You just gotta make sure he doesn't start walking around. No.
I gave you something we like to call OxyContin,
Yeah.
and you're gonna feel like you could take over the planet.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
walking around on a broken leg.
Yes, walking around on a bloody stump. So yeah, yeah, you fix him up, and the chief is the whole time that Bocephus is doing this, the chief is like looking over his shoulder, like you can see that Chief Calwon is, I mean, you can kind of see the gears working in his head, like he's literally paying attention to what Bocephus is doing, and it is clear to you, to both Randolph and Sarda. Bocephus probably not so much because Bocephus is hopefully focusing on his patient. That Calwon can see that there is some benefit to be had here. Like this is big. Yeah, I mean, it's up to Bocephus. Do you want to give him a splint?
I've probably got a little inflatable thing to do that.
Yeah,
Right? I mean,
yeah.
this is a fucking. This is a. I mean, I've got a TL-15 med
I would
kit.
I would imagine there's an inflatable split.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't even
they're
necessarily.
They're pretty common now, even.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't even know that it would be like inflatable. I don't know if you guys have seen like the casts and splints that they had on crap. My brain just went blank. On The Expanse. It's probably
Yeah.
something like that, where it's almost like a moldable carbon fiber.
Well,
that
he
shrinks
wasn't
to
really.
fit.
Right. He wasn't really broken, was he? He was
He was
just kind of
gored, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, a splint probably would help. I've got a bad knee, and I know that a brace helps me when it's really bad. So.
I'll run, some bandages, whatever my great expertise was. I really think I did great with muscle and tissue regeneration practices with some gobbledygook.
Well, I mean, at this point, it's really just first aid stuff. So, I mean, yeah, if you wanted to, you'd probably slap a inflatable splint on him and call it good.
Couple bandages.
I mean, now he can stand without. He still of course needs the crutch, but he's way better off than he was before, and he got 9 endurance back. So and he's not feeling any pain. So he's feeling pretty damn good. And you probably killed off every infection in his body. So the procession, the chief is like, the chief doesn't say anything during this whole thing. He watches intently. Like he's watching every move Bocephus makes. And then after it's done, and the kid gets up, and the kid's like shocked, and he turns around, and he's like, tells his parents, and the translation is essentially, "It doesn't hurt." And the parents are, of course, hesitant. They're like, well, this could still be witchcraft. And
I'm gonna put something on him though to kind of, lay him down, let him sleep.
Yeah.
So he won't re-injure it, and then I'll tell him, he'll need a lot of rest, sleep.
Still got some of that hallucinogen.
Slumber.
Here, drink some of this tea.
Night.
And so, yeah, he kind of, his dad helps him back into their little hut, and the mother's kind of, she she doesn't say anything to you, but she bows to you like in thanks as she's backing away. She didn't want to turn her back on you. The
Yeah, I don't blame her.
chief is looking over your shoulder as you're closing up your kit, and he just looks at you and goes, "Hmm," and turns around, gets back in his leader, and his guys lift him back up, and the procession continues on. And so you guys get up into this big hut. And in the middle of this big hut, there is it, it's like a cross between a Viking long haul and like a large Indian teepee. It is made out of wood, and in the middle of this, there is a dugout section where they have hot coals and a fire, and the top of this wooden hut is open, like so it can be a chimney. But this hut is huge, and compared to all the other ones, and he leads you in, and there are a number of reed style mats that are laid out. There's leather hides hanging on the walls. Some are furred so that you can use them as blankets as need be. Excuse me. And he leads everybody in and offers everybody a seat. And he starts to speak, and the translation unit is having a difficult time, but essentially what the translation unit comes up with is that the the bard of the people will explain our tale to you. And so this other guy comes in, and he's got, you know, leather thongs with bones and teeth hanging around his neck, and he has a drum, and he starts beating the drum, and he starts telling this tale. It's not necessarily a song, but it is in rhythm, and maybe not a poem, but there is a rhythmic feed to it, and the translation unit does its best, and it basically comes back as that the people, the Entrata, or the people of Tala-Uneth have always been here. They have, from what this bard is singing, essentially they have no concept of like evolution. They have no concept of a before they were here. They don't have a concept of in quotes foreigners. Other people are just from other tribes. They're all Entrata. And he goes on to say that or to tell that the story that the people own the world. They don't have any formal borders. That there are confederations between different tribes, but nobody owns Entrata. They all just kind of do their thing. Everybody can make a recon plus intellect check. Well, that's pretty good.
Let's see here. Recon. I need to make a quick bar for this.
Right? Yeah. Ooh,
11.
So Randolph's like looking at the bard, and he's looking at the translation unit, or looking at his wrist, and he's like, Randolph doesn't grok what he's putting down. You guys, you two are like, no, we get what he's saying. You get the gist of it. But both Bocephus and Sarda, you're kind of like, this sounds like rose scented shit. This is this isn't this is this is florid prose, but this isn't the truth. I mean, some of the stuff like all the people own Entrata. Is that true? Because if that were true, then why would there be Confederation of Tribes? And it sounds too good to be true. This is a really nice story to tell kids, but not necessarily 100% true.
Can we turn off the translator? Not so much that it stops listening, but so it stops translating what we say, so we can talk amongst ourselves.
Yes.
Well, so I'm recording this because of my suit records everything, and so when he finishes his story, I'm just gonna say, thank you very much for your story. I will bring that story back to my people. And then I'm going to pull out my computer pad and I'm going to link it, and I'm just going to play back what he just did in the performance on the pad, so that they can see and hear his performance that I recorded.
Okay.
And I say, I will bring this back to my people so they will know your story.
Was it a long performance?
Yeah, this tale goes on for like a good 45 minutes at least.
Well, I'll fast forward through bits.
Right?
Well,
yes.
I mean, see, what I want to do is I want to take my time and implant a thought in their leader's head.
Okay. Hold on before you do that.
Okay.
So,
because
so the rest of the group around the bard and the chief, they see you pull out. They see Sarda pull out his portable computer, and they don't. You see heads turn like what is this? Because they all heard what the what the farmer said about how he carried a book with talking pictures and wizardry, and they all kind of see this, and they all turn and look at the chief, and the chief kind of holds up his hand, and you play the recording back, and you're broadcasting it back to the ship. Is that what you're doing, or?
I'm just telling them I am. I'm just storing all this stuff on my computer as I'm recording everything I'm seeing and saying.
They are flabbergasted and amazed at hearing this played back. And you can see they're all in a sense of a mix of fear and awe of this device that you have in your hand.
And so I'll show what I'll do is I'm going to change it from the recording to a live feed, and I'll show them where the camera is, and I can wave my hand in front of it so they understand how that's happening.
Oh, go ahead and make a persuasion plus charm check.
Sure. I think that's a +0 if I'm right. Persuade 0, and if I recall, I have a charm of 8, so that is also.
Yeah, an 8 would be a 0.
Five.
So you show them. They are. That kind of spooks most of the people in the room. Like, they scoot back from the fire. The chief, Calwon, he he looks at it and he kind of recoils a bit, but he's not terrified enough, or he's bravado enough that he doesn't move.
All right, no worries.
But yeah, they are they are more than a little shocked. One of the younger members comes over and kind of scoots forward and puts his hand in front of the camera and waves it, and kind of laughs, like hesitantly laughs, and points at the machine and looks at everybody else like, "Hey, that's me," kind of thing. Um, but yeah, so Bocephus, what were you doing?
I'm gonna send a telepathic suggestion to their chief.
Okay, what? Hold on here. What are you suggesting?
I'm going to suggest that we are gods and we should be worshipped, and so that way they could get our favor, that we may give them treats.
So, so this will cost 3 points, and it is a very difficult 12 plus.
Right, but I was taking my time to get an additional +2 on the roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm doing the exact opposite because I'm showing this is all mechanical.
Right.
Yeah, but what the fuck ever, I got a 12.
Oh, okay. So, so you send this telepathic suggestion, and Calwon, oddly enough, Calwon looks right at Bocephus. Like, it was like Bocephus was speaking out loud in his language. And Calwon looks directly at Bocephus. And he holds up his hands, and you guys have turned off your translator. So he says something in...
No. He turned it. He made it so that it wouldn't record.
It wouldn't pick up.
Play back what we're saying is what he was trying to do. But I was actually using it to translate for me, so I don't know how that worked.
Calwon holds up his hands and says something to the tribe, and it's translated as that the newcomers are guests of the Tala-Uneth and will be staying for a while.
That's not good.
Oh, but no, we won't. But okay.
And
we should
and
a couple young people want to come with us.
I'm sorry, go ahead. And, what were you saying?
We should see if there's a couple young people want to come with us. 18 years from now, they can get dropped back off.
Right.
They'll have learned quite a bit.
He, the Calwon claps his hands, and two of the younger men get up and go out to. It seems like they're going out to prepare a hut for you to stay the night.
I don't mind staying the night. It's just in the morning, but I don't really all of a sudden trust this dude because it didn't. I don't think our shit worked like I don't think my suggestion worked. I think we should go back to the ship. I think we should use an excuse to go get in the Gecko.
You could always read his mind and see what he's thinking.
Yeah, but I mean, I want to at this
You're
point.
You're down 3 points.
I understand. So I don't.
But the difficulty is much easier, right? I mean, he's not trying to get a 12.
Yeah,
trying to get an 8.
If he's reading surface thoughts, I mean, that's just an 8 plus. It only costs 2.
I just the way he looked at me like the source and all that makes me think that perhaps these are telepathic people, and we should go ahead and head back to the ship for a moment. Like we will return in the morning.
Everybody can make a recon plus intellect check. Well, shit, Randolph got it.
It was my turn to roll low now. Anyway,
right?
So.
Yes.
My character sheet is really sluggish. For some reason.
Yeah. Oh.
Hey.
So Sarda and Randolph, you see a determined change in the demeanor of the warriors. Like they seem to be gripping their bronze, or what are they carrying? They seem to be gripping their bronze swords a little bit more and harder. Like it doesn't seem like this is a it's not so much an invitation as a you're staying the night.
Oh, well, then we should roll initiative.
I mean,
Yep.
It's up to you guys. Bocephus sees none of this. Bocephus is busy telling the rest of you, like, you know what? I think we should go back to the ship. And Randolph and Sartre are like,
I mean, I don't mind spending a night here. So, I mean, it gives us an opportunity to get a better translator going. That's the thing, is we're improving our translation the entire time.
It's true. I don't
know. Are we like in a throne room? Like where are we?
Yeah, this is more or less like the king's throne room. He's the only one that's not sitting on reed mats on the floor. He actually has a chair that he sits in. How does Randolph feel about staying the night?
Randolph presents the blade from his field kit to the king and to the leader, and says, "Where would you have us stay?"
Ooh. So Randolph, make a persuasion plus intellect, persuasion plus charm check, and you can make that with a boon. So roll 3 and take the 2 highest.
Oh, geez. Persuasion. Okay, now to switch back to the...
Yeah, I've noticed Roll20 is a little sluggish tonight.
Well, I've got 15 windows open right now, so...
yeah, I know how that goes too, trust me.
This 24-thread CPU, I can do all kinds of things at the same time. Let's see. With a boon. That's a 10.
Yeah. So you pull your essentially your survival knife out and you present it to the king.
It's basically a machete.
Yeah, it's essentially a machete, and he another.
But
gift.
it's steel bladed, and that's something they've never seen, probably.
Right, and so it probably is even better than steel blade. I mean, TL15, even TL12, it might be crystal iron. I mean, it's a fancy blade, and he, combined with the collapsible shield that Sarda gave him, he's looking at this thing, and he is quite impressed. Um,
Yeah, wait till he sees what a gun will do.
right? Yeah, they have no concept.
I'm not gonna pull out my body pistol and show it to him.
Well, I mean, none of these guys would have any idea of what a firearm does. You have seen nothing beyond, what bronze? What has this guy got? He's got a bronze sword. They have a war spear, a hurling axe, and a round shield. They generally are wearing like a chainmail hauberk and a helm. Some of them have helms. So they have no concept of firearms.
Yeah, I've got a stunner and a gas pistol on my hip, but I probably didn't bring my rapier. I don't really know how to use it.
I'm gonna ask the leader if he would if I could trade punches with his most fierce warrior as a feat of strength and camaraderie. Just one punch each. Show of strength.
Yeah. The Chief Calwon he likes this idea. Yeah. Let's get this together, and we can show the feat of our warriors.
Be great.
Let me take a look here.
I think if I hit his greatest warrior with a piston fist in the face, then maybe they'll think twice about getting in a physical altercation with us without actually attacking them to kick their ass. That's my goal here.
I just figure I can activate my camouflage on my cloth armor, and they'll freak the hell out.
Yeah.
That's true.
Wish I had that.
Or I mean, the way it works, you can have it cycle any kind of animated or static color. I can just have it look like flames on my entire outfit's on fire.
So yeah, they kind of square off an area, and everybody kind of gets around, and in the middle of course, this fighting area is this fire pit, and so that is going to be a environmental hazard, obviously. But Bocephus, roll initiative.
I'm gonna clear the initiative tracker first.
Is it not? It should all be zeros, is it not?
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think we're supposed to be on it.
No, I added everybody. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
I'm actually going to let him go first. I mean, whatever he rolls, I don't give a shit. He can take the first punch to the face, and then I'm going to punch him in the face. That's what I'm wanting to do.
okay. So what'd you get for initiative?
I got a 6.
Okay. Well, he is going to go first anyway. So this guy's.
I want to do some pre-combat stuff. As people are walking in. I want to use my psychic powers, awareness, and I want to do the fortitude.
Okay, so you can do that as they're setting up, as they're getting into this ring.
All right. So I'm going to roll, and I need a 10+ check here. But awareness is my strong suit, so here we go. Nope, I did not do it. I lose a side point. There we go.
Okay. The echo's still there, but the background noise is better. So, this warrior, he has his round shield, and he's got his bronze sword, and he is going to lunge at. He just jumps right in and goes for a lunging leap at Bocephus.
He's going to use his. He's using his sword.
Yes.
Awesome.
All right. Well, I'm going to use my shield. So
Okay.
I've got the expandable shield too.
Fuck, and he
Yeah.
only gets a 6, but he goes to lunge at you. He misses so badly that he kind of hits his chin on your shield.
Yeah, give him another swing.
I'm gonna fucking punch him in the face. What I want to do.
Go for it. It is your turn.
Yeah.
You get a +1 because he rolled snake eyes on his attack.
Okay. So I'm trying to make sure where my unarmed combat is before I roll. I'm sorry for not knowing that. I should have known that before I fucking said this shit, but whatever, you know?
Yeah, you're good.
And I get a +1 just for fun because he sucks. Blam! 13.
Oh shit. So that is you connect. That is a +5 to damage.
All right, so +5 to damage, and then I'm going to roll a 3D +2 due to my piston fist.
Okay.
So 2 + 5, you said is 7?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. 16 points of damage, one
Jeez.
fist to the face. Wow.
Knocked him out cold, that's for sure. Probably didn't kill him, but you messed pretty bad up.
So
There's
yeah,
no
you
armor penetration on that, so whatever armor he had, he keeps.
I think they're
Still-
bronze armor, so
Oh, I didn't mean to roll that. I'm sorry. It count. It's 16.
So
It's not-
you bring your piston fist down, and you knock him to the ground, and there is a massive dent in the side of this bronze helmet that he's wearing, and he's got like a black eye from it. Like the rest of you, Randolph and Sartor, are looking at this, and your immediate thought is that maybe this guy's going to have brain damage. But he is on the ground, and he kind of shakes his head and stands up, and he's all wobbly.
got a good con. Good endurance.
Yes.
Yeah. Is he yielding? Is he cool with it being over, or is he thinking? Because I mean, I don't know if there was a communication breakdown or what.
That is a good question. What is he going to do?
I understand they figured out what the fuck a duel was, but
So he does hold up his hands, and he says something to the Chief Calwon that is to the effect that your sorcery is too great for him.
He can help with recovery.
yeah, I'll offer to heal him up. I was like, I can use my talents to bring him back. To patch him up if you'd like.
But I mean, that piston hand's pretty obvious.
Right? Yeah. I mean, and which he knows. So, he
used
doesn't
his sword.
necessarily understand what took place, but he knows that something about that glove that he's wearing fucked his world up. So, yeah, go ahead and make. So, Bocephus, I mean, if both Sarda and Bocephus want to do it, you can both make persuasion plus charm checks. Actually, Sarda do it first, and then whatever you get will apply to Bocephus's. The
Well, it'll
effect will
probably
apply to
be
Bocephus's roll.
probably won't be great. I'm rolling a raw. Oh, hey, I rolled really, really well. So I've got a +0 on
Okay,
this.
so
11.
Bocephus, you can make a persuasion plus charm check with a +3.
This is +5 total. All right, 14.
Okay, so yeah, he lets you. He yields, and it takes him a second to get this dented helmet off of his head, but he gets down on his knees and submits to allowing you to kind of help him out.
I'm going to go ahead and do the medic, but I'm going to make sure that this guy sleeps for a couple of days.
Okay.
So here's my medic roll. If it'll give it to me, come on. Not too bad, 12. So that gives him what, 4 points back?
Yeah. Yeah, that's. I mean, that's not even near what you knocked out of him.
Yeah, but he's going to sleep it off, and
Yeah, so you kind of, put some eyeliner and blush on him, and and an ice pack, and shoot him up with some opioids.
Morphine.
Yeah, morphine. And he's gonna take a nap for a bit. He gets
sounds great.
He gets sleepy real quick. And the Chief Calwon is highly impressed with this, and he takes note that clearly you are capable of more than his warriors are. And he kind of claps his hands, and two young women come in, and they offer to take you to your hut.
Perfect. So when I'm getting up, I'm going to leave a bug here in his. Maybe I'll just sort of brush it on the door frame.
Okay.
As we're walking out the room, and plant the bug.
Okay.
And basically try to get more information from the for help for the translation, if nothing else.
Yeah. Hold on here. Where's my? I need a character sheet so I can look at some skills here. That would fall under. Gonna make a athletics dex check.
All right. So that would just be a dex check.
Was able to take their best warrior and negate him for a couple of days. So.
Okay, so yeah, you are able to kind of swipe the entryway and place this bug, and nobody sees you.
Sure.
And so these two women bring you back to this guest hut that you're going to be staying in, and they have a leather-lined copper tub that they've set up, so if you want to bathe, and there is a fire in here, and they have run some hot water and are in the process of pouring it into the tub. There are 4 women in total. There were 2 that took you to this hut, and there are 2 that are prepping this bath. And basically for beds, all they are reed mats with furs for blankets. And they're filling this tub, and
Where do they get water from?
Amongst themselves.
Well, where are they getting water from?
From the Uneth River.
Oh.
I'm good. I can get away. I don't know if the rest of you want to cover.
Yeah. It's not a problem for the dolphin boy. Oh, although it is freshwater.
Oh, I don't breathe water. I just do very well at it.
Yeah, but it's murder on your skin.
So,
yeah,
Some oil.
these women are chattering away, and everybody can make a recon plus intellect check.
I got a 7.
That's 6.
So Randolph picks it up. They're not talking loudly, but Randolph, as you are getting close, you're kind of checking out your sleeping pad, and you hear your translator, and it starts to pick up bits and pieces about what these 4 women are whispering amongst each other, and it sounds like that Chief Calwon's son is missing. And they're chattering back and forth about, they're wondering if the newcomers either have something to do with the kid missing, or if they will assist the chief, and they're kind of gossiping about what is going on. So he passes the information on to you two. Give me just a second, I'll be right back.
I don't really care if we save his son or not. I mean, I guess it's the right thing to do, but this dude's going to try to keep us.
I don't think he can, so I'm not too worried about that. I think it'd be interesting to take 1 or 2 younger people with us on our trip. Promise to return them in 18 years.
Well, I mean, we could definitely take a couple of them with us and train them. I mean, they'd be wonderful. We've got 2 open beds.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to need a lot more training than the people they're replacing, but yeah.
Well, I mean, as far as melee capable people, I mean, they're good. And then, primitive skills are good. I mean, especially if you're going on primitive worlds.
Okay.
All right.
So, what did you guys come up with while I was away? Anything?
Not really.
I'm going to take a bath.
Okay, so start stripping down. I'm gonna hit the bath.
I am gonna. It's dark. I'm gonna try to go ahead and slip back off to the gecko.
Okay.
I mean, they're definitely going to notice the gecko starts up.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it is an electric vehicle, so.
Oh, there's that.
I mean, they're pretty quiet, although rolling out of town in a electric SUV is probably not the quietest thing. It's not like these roads are completely clear.
Well, the modern electric vehicles make a noise intentionally so that pedestrians don't get hit by them.
Yeah, they don't do a very good job, though.
Yeah, but I mean, it's funny that they actually make more noise than they have to, just for that reason.
Well, there was a new Dodge Cougar prototype that they had made, and they actually had external speakers in the frame that would broadcast the sound of a V8
Nice.
whenever you hit the gas pedal, so that I don't know. I don't think it's so that pedestrians would know you were around. I think that it was so that whoever was driving it didn't have a shrunken deck. I really think that has more to do with it. You know, I bought an electric vehicle and now I'm impotent. You know, but yeah. It didn't really sound right either. It sounded like a canned V8. So, Sarda jumps in the tub. Bocephus, go ahead and make a stealth plus dex check. Do you have any kind of stealth suit on or anything?
No, I'm not. I don't think I did. Let me glance over here because I'm wearing my armor and shit.
Yes.
I don't think I did any of that.
Yeah, what kind of armor are you wearing?
Advanced polycolor.
A full environmental suit. Clank, clank, clank.
Oh no, he's in polycarapace.
Oh well, that's pretty ninja-like.
Yeah, and then I've got the expandable shield. I don't have anything that's really going to give me a bonus on sneak, but I don't think I have anything on that's really going to fuck me up either.
Randolph's like, fuck it, let's drop a bomb. That's
so I got a 9.
So Randolph, you can go ahead and make a recon plus intellect check, and Sarda, you can make a recon plus intellect check, but you are at a Bane, so roll 3 and take the 2 lowest, because you're enjoying your tub.
That's right.
So Randolph, you actually see Bocephus kind of slip out of the hut, while these well, let's see, do these 4 broads actually even
I still got an 8, even with the Bane.
That's pretty good. Let's see. Do these women actually see anything? Probably not. But let's see. No, they see nothing. They're too busy gossiping and yappering about this kid that is evidently missing. You do pick up one. So Sarda, you pick up something else. So you, out of the corner of your eye, you see Bocephus slip out of the hut. Yep. Randolph sees Bocephus slip out of the hut. The 4 women see nothing, but Sarda, you do pick up that one of the translations furthers that evidently the kid has been kidnapped by his grandmother.
Okay. Well, that shouldn't be problematic.
Yeah, no, nothing like, interfamilial issues going on, It was like a Jerry Springer tribal episode. So, Randolph, Sarda's enjoying his tub. I think that's probably, I don't know what his feelings are, but this is a really nice, warm water. Probably the first real warm water. Hey, here's something interesting that I found out. So, this isn't completely off track, I promise.
Sure.
So you remember on Star Trek, and this actually goes back, I think the first time we actually really heard about it was like Star Trek the Motion Picture, where they were talking about, oh, well, I'm going to have a sonic shower, or somebody's in the sonic shower, right? Come to find out, that's actually really a thing.
Yep.
The U.S. Army developed the sonic shower in 1958. And it actually works. But the reason why they don't use it is because nobody... it got you clean, but nobody felt refreshed or relaxed. And they're like, yeah, fuck this. We would rather have hot water. And I'm like, I totally get that. So, this is probably the first time that you've had a chance to soak in a tub since you left. Because, on a ship, even with recycled water, filtered water, they're going to use a shower, and it's probably time limited and all that. This is the first time you've had a chance to sit back and
in a warm tub for sure. Yeah, because we were on another planet where there was a lot of water. So
right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, but I mean, I don't know that anybody made a hot tub, although maybe.
it's a good idea. It's just a large sous vide.
So Randolph, what are you doing? I went on a camping trip with a bunch of strippers one time, and they got the idea of digging a hole and lining it with visqueen, and they were going to make a hot tub. And I'm like, ladies, that's not going to work the way you think it's going to work. But that didn't really stop them. So,
man, if they want to mud wrestle, it'll work. But...
yes. That's why I didn't stop them. I was like, please continue. Whatever you want to do.
You gotta be. You can do it with a tarp, but you gotta have a big tarp.
Yes, well, and they did. They had a couple of big tarps, but I mean,
but a couple doesn't help. You need one really big.
Really
tarp.
big, yeah, yes. So, so Randolph is sitting there cleaning his pistol, and Bocephus slips out. So Bocephus, you are slinking through the palisade back towards the truck.
Yeah, I'm gonna go there, and I want to try to use my med kit or whatever. So I want to take a sample of his DNA and sip it back to Stimpy there on the ship. Have him start running tests there on the ship with the medical facilities.
Okay, so the first thing you need to do, let me pull that up on my Traveler Companion. We need broad skill. Yeah, so go ahead and make a life sciences plus intellect or education check.
Science 3 and an education, you said?
Yes.
Or intelligence?
Yeah,
So
either education or intelligence.
Ten.
Okay, so you kind of test their DNA and you cross-reference it with DNA that you already have. I mean, you already have DNA samples of both Randolph and Sarda, for example, and you do find something out. And this is before you even send it to Stimpy. But you find that even though these people resemble, and for most intents and purposes look like humans, they are not. In fact, the DNA that you're seeing has absolutely no resemblance to human DNA whatsoever. It doesn't appear to be like human DNA that's been modified in any way. Like, for instance, there are differences between Villani and Soleimani DNA, or some of the other ancient touch DNAs. That's not what you're saying. You're saying that this is a completely separate species altogether.
Hmm. And am I able to tell if this has been engineered or fucked with anyway? Like, if they were awakened, or is this are they naturally progressed species? And I also want to know if they have psionic potential.
DNA is probably not going to tell you enough about whether or not they have psionic potential. I mean, rough estimate for almost any DNA. I mean, you're seeing markers that would say that like almost any species, they have a potential for psionics.
Okay.
So I mean, but that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean they are or they aren't. It just means that maybe somebody is good at reading tea leaves. Who knows?
Yeah.
Well, look at
Um,
Sarda. Just a fluke.
right. It could just be a fluke. So what you do find is that for you're not seeing any that there's been any change in the DNA. It doesn't look like there's been any alteration in the DNA, and this probably can go back 1,000 years.
Okay.
So it doesn't seem like it's been tinkered with. From what you're seeing, they might as well, if they were transplanted here, they were taken part and parcel.
Okay. Well, then, yeah, that gave me all the stuff I wanted to know about these people, I guess.
Did you want to still send that data back to Stimpy?
Oh, hell yeah. I want to send it back to him and tell him to start running it and give me a more detailed analysis of what he comes up with about these people.
So he... No, go ahead.
Are they susceptible to any certain kind of diseases or anything else that, markers that would, tell me maybe stuff that they were weaker at? Do they dehydrate quick? Anything that you can give me that would just get me informed, educated about the species.
So the information that comes back, so Stimpy is really excited that you've gotten in contact with him because you guys have been out of contact for a while. And they were starting to wonder, if something had happened. And but Stimpy kept everybody calm and told them that you guys kind of do this from time to time.
Yeah.
Not that he would really know, but he kind of took charge. But he's excited because he tells you that they did find an archaeological site where they did find some bones. They have named the people furbolgs. And he has already run a DNA analysis, and it does not entirely match the DNA profile that you sent him. He's guessing that the DNA, his estimates of the DNA that he's collected is maybe 1,500 to 2,000 years old. And he's thinking that these were like proto-furbolgs. Like what Neanderthal or Cro-Magnon men would be to us. And so he is seeing that there is some genetic markers showing that there was some kind of evolution that went on. But it seems to be a very, almost extremely slow process.
Okay. Well, I also want to warn him that the wildlife might be violent, hazardous. One of the young people here had a gored leg.
Right.
So anybody coming on the planet for any reason needs to be aware of possible hostile wildlife. And then everybody is very tribal and xenophobic.
Okay. The other piece of information that he gives you is that part of this archaeological dig, they did dig up some stone weapons, and what he has observed is that it doesn't seem like their technological level has really advanced a whole lot. His estimation is that they've been at the Bronze Age for about 1,000 years.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's about how far.
Superstition might account for that.
Yeah. They're very superstitious. They do not like technology. It reminds me of like the Augments or something.
Well, the Augments love technology. They just don't have any of their own. They like everybody else's technology.
Yeah.
And especially the people that know how to use and fix it. So Stimpy wants to know if you want him to include this into a packet to transmit to Revelation, because he was getting ready to. He's already sent like one transmission packet in the amount of time that you've been gone, and they've requested information on your whereabouts. And he's like, what should he tell them?
I will tell them location that we're at. I will activate like some kind of GPS thing or something here.
Yeah, you would have that capability, especially on the Gecko.
Yeah, here we're at the Gecko. We're at this village. I think the leader might try to stop us from leaving. I personally don't know about the missing kid, so I can't really talk on that. So,
yeah, Stimpy's like, missing kid. What's going on with the missing kid?
No, I can't. I can't speak as the character. My character can't speak on that because Bocephus doesn't.
Oh,
know.
that's right. That's right.
I slipped out when that information started getting learned, so that's why I can't bring up the missing kid. But so I'm telling him under the impression that this guy might try to stop us from leaving. If I haven't called you by midday tomorrow, we'll need an extraction.
I've got a transceiver. That'll totally reach them. I can talk to them myself without going to the vehicle. I just haven't checked in because I've been screwing around.
Bad mission leader. So yeah, okay. So you sign up, Bocephus. What are you doing from here?
I'm gonna go back to the hut.
Okay. So while Bocephus is gone, and Randolph has cleaned his pistol, Sarda is soaking in the tub, and Bocephus kind of slips back in. Bocephus, make another stealth plus dex check.
I'm gonna have a hard time sleeping on that mat.
Right. Yes. Nice.
I doubt I have my sleep thing.
Yeah, here not too long ago. Well, it was probably a couple of years ago. We wanted a new couch and we got a futon. I couldn't even sit on the damn thing. It's just so hard and uncomfortable.
Well, my character's got a sleep inducer, and so I don't think I brought it with me down to this planet, and so...
Yeah. So...
Yeah, I'm just going to slip in and chill.
Bocephus just
tell everybody what
slips back in. And the four women don't notice at all. And they are, going around, and they have the four women haven't left the hut. They've set up their own sleeping mats kind of at the edges, like near the door, and they're just kind of quietly talking to one another.
It's our house servants.
Yes, kind of, yeah.
Are they trying to get freaky with us?
No, they're not.
Okay. Do they respond well to inquiries about getting freaky?
You are a dolphin. I mean, I don't know how you want to phrase that.
Oh, it is my culture that when we lay down, even with guests, we share each other's bodies with each other.
That's probably not translating very well, but you can go ahead and make a persuasion plus charm check at a Bane. Roll 3 and take the 2 lowest.
I'll try. That's what Bocephus does. He is the intergalactic fucker. All right. Well, so 8 plus 2 is 10.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're not saying no. One of them is kind of like, okay. I mean, she's not happy, like she's not excited about this idea, but
Oh well, she's not excited. I don't want to do it. It's totally her choice to participate in a night of love making and pleasure with a dolphin. I mean, this is a gift. If you don't look at it that way, I would prefer you to be happy about it.
yeah, I mean, like I said, she's not gonna say no, but she's not exactly excited about it. She'll do what has to be done for the tribe.
Oh well, then yeah, no, Bo Sivas doesn't play that way. She's really got to be down with it. I don't want to peer pressure sex, but we could have some drinks.
Let's see how you feel after a couple of drinks.
Yeah.
Let's see how I feel after a couple of drinks.
Yeah. Well, it's worth a shot. You got to offer. It's rude. I'll show it to her. No, I'm joking. She's not ready for that.
So, yeah, you guys bed down for the night. Yeah, Sarda's having a tough time sleeping. All of you are having a tough time sleeping. These reed mats are... Everybody in this camp must have, like, a perfectly straight spine from laying on these mats, is what you kind of figure out. And you get troubled sleep, but you wake up in the morning and you sit up with some creaks and some cracks. And it's fairly early in the morning. But you can smell that there's breakfast cooking throughout the camp, and the 4 women are gone, like before you've woken up.
Right on. I'll inventory everything and basically get ready to go out. And
Same
greet
thing.
the new day.
So you guys step out, and the first thing that you notice is that the translator unit is translating way better.
Good.
It's had basically the last 8 hours to chew on the language that it's picked up, and it's working a lot better.
I'm sure people talked in the hut all night, in the main hut where he put his
right,
bug.
and from the bug. And it has learned the language quite a bit better. And so you guys are welcomed over. They kind of have a communal hut area where everybody gets their breakfast. And there's some kind of pork product that is being cooked and some kind of eggs. And they serve you on these wooden plates. And
can I do a scan of this real quick or something? A medical thing. Make sure
Sure.
We're a different species, and I just want to make sure that
Yeah, are you going to tell Randolph and Sarda what you found out?
Yeah. These people aren't even close to human. I mean, I'm not even sure we could reproduce. I would try, but I don't think we can.
That wouldn't stop me, but
I don't think you can reproduce with humans personally either.
right.
Well, I keep trying.
Right. But I'm just saying that.
But
When
no,
you say
I mean,
when you say we
not
can't
even
reproduce,
yeah, they're not human, and I mean, we're not even close to the same relatives or anything. I mean, whereas like the Jakari are kind of like humans because they've evolved from dolphins rather than monkeys, but it's at least it's the same toy makers played with our DNA back in the day. This is different.
cool.
But yeah, I want to make sure the food is safe for
Yeah.
human and Jakari consumption.
Go ahead and make an electronic sensors plus intellect check.
This is +1.
I was just gonna eat.
Well,
Sarda just starts eating it. Whatever.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't appear toxic anyway.
There's no
you
no
kinda
no prions that we have to worry about.
Yeah, no, it doesn't seem toxic anyway. It's not. overly different from some of the armadillo that you were eating a couple of weeks back, or that you've got frozen up on the ship.
Bocephus will ask for fish.
They have fish. Most of it's smoked.
That's fine. Yeah, if that's better than pork,
So you guys are finishing up your breakfast, and the young kid with the injured leg comes find you, and he's still on his crutch, but he thanks Bocephus profusely. My leg's feeling much better. He's like, I got the best sleep I've ever gotten.
Hey, we are about to go on a long journey far away. If you would like to travel with us, we would take you.
He says, I don't know. I don't know if I could leave my family. But that's neither here nor there. Chief Calwon wants to see you right away.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess we're going to go see Chief Caldwell.
Okay. So you guys kind of take your plates with you as you're finishing up. And you come back into the hut, and you notice that, and the kid, as soon as he delivers you to the chief, he turns around and leaves, because this is not conversation for him. The inside of the hut is vacant. The only person sitting in his little wicker throne is Chief Calwon, and he motions you forward. And he tells you, he says that my predecessor, she was a good ruler for many years. He says, but eventually, she became too authoritarian for the tribe to accept. He says, the people, the Entrata, agree to follow leaders that they elect, but they don't follow them blindly. And he says that my predecessor inflicted harsh punishments on several notable people of the tribe that displeased her, and she had her warriors execute, like, for instance, the master metalsmith, because he spoke out against her tyranny. And because this was too much for the tribe, I had to stand up. It was my duty to stand up against her. And after we removed her from the office of chief, the tribe elected me the new chief. He says, in retribution, she has gone to another fort to the southeast of here. And she is now the chief of that fort. And in the night, about a month ago, in the night, she sent some of her people here, and they kidnapped my son. And he looks at Bocephus and he says, you are a skilled warrior. I saw your fight. I also witnessed you sneak out of the hut last night. You have the ways of stealth.
Okay.
I would ask that all of you help me get my son back.
I'm willing to talk to your son to see if he's willing to leave. If he's there of his own volition, I don't think we can take him.
He says, you can of course talk to my son, and it would be up to him. It should be in the open that the previous chief of this tribe is my own mother.
Well, I will play a message from you to him and then if I will see whether he wants to return to you. If he wishes to return to you, I'll help him return to you.
He says he accepts however you want to deal with it. Right? He
Yeah.
tells you. He says, and he's quite pragmatic about it. He does not want this to turn into a situation of bloodshed.
Right.
But at the same, especially, he doesn't want to have to kill his mother. But at the same time,
If she ends up on the wrong side of the grass, he's not that upset.
right. He understands that his position as chief of the Tala-Uneth, that sometimes you're going to have to get your hands dirty,
Right.
or
So
in this
when-
case, possibly your hands, because he is convinced that you are way more capable than any of his warriors are.
So we are on a trip, and we can spend a few days to help you, but we can't spend too long. But we do intend to return in many years. If you wish to send one or two people from your tribe with us, we'd be able to teach them our ways, and when we return, we could leave them here if they wish to stay.
All your gods are lies. Here, have some guns. See, that's how this always turns out.
Well, I mean, they may not want to stay here when they get back. 18 years from now, who knows?
That's true.
But well, another thing we can do is I can get some stuff and bring you some items that might help you along, and then maybe I could download all the fucking sword techniques and shit and spear techniques and shit that we've got in databases, and maybe give him a little video player that
Just
shows
give 'em a food replicator.
Yes.
well, I mean,
introduce you to
if
a
they get a
gas
food
stove.
replicator and they can't defend it, and then someone else is going to take it and it's going to get tore up.
I mean, just
But
some of the simple stuff that we completely take for granted. Can you imagine going back to like medieval Europe and saying, "Here,
Yeah.
look at a gas stove
Or how about a flashlight?
or a flashlight?"
We had that talk. I had a talk with a friend where it was like, if you were to all of a sudden right now with no prep, no nothing, you can't take anything with you, just immediately we're teleported back 400 years in time. What is the most technologically advanced thing that you personally could replicate? Again, you're not doing any prep. You're just on your own, boom, back, and so it's whatever you happen to know now. What could you actually take advantage of? And I was sitting there going, I think I could replicate a modern toilet.
Yeah.
And that would be about
Well,
the
and
extent,
gunpowder's not hard to make.
but it would be shitty. I mean, I would make. I
Well,
would
literally,
make
yes.
it would be crappy gunpowder I'd be making. But yeah, I mean, but I was sitting there going, I think I could probably replicate a modern toilet.
I
That
could
would be
make a
about-
crossbow.
I mean,
Yeah.
I wasn't like normal children, but obviously. But I remember, as a kid, there was a Transformers cartoon episode where they go back in time, and they actually described the elemental and chemical makeup to make gunpowder. And I
Sure.
remember sitting there watching that episode, even at I was like, what, 12, 13 years old, and I'm like, did they just tell everybody how to make fucking gunpowder? Like,
Yeah, they
yes,
figure you're not going
yes,
to
they
get
did.
saltpeter. They figure
Right.
you're not going to get saltpeter.
Right, yeah, like, yes, they did. They told you how to do that, and they told you where to get it. Like, what the
My
fuck?
dad's high school chemistry book, that was actually an experiment that they had you do. It's right in
Yeah.
his chemistry. We had a copy of his chemistry book, and it was making gunpowder was this classroom experiment.
Yeah.
And so, but they, it is not easy to get saltpeter.
No, it isn't.
You have to go to like a witch supply store.
You can get saltpeter at Home Depot. Yes, but not in the 12th century. Like,
Yeah, you're having to collect urine. you're having to compete with the tanner for who gets the best urine.
Yes. That is exactly where the term piss poor comes from, because people would actually piss in buckets and sell it to the tanners.
And too broke. No, doesn't have a pot to piss in. Comes from that too.
Yes, yes. They're so poor they can't sell piss to the tanners because they don't have a pot to piss in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, he tells you. So the translator unit translates this as that you will be gone for many seasons.
I'll do the math. Like I'll try to figure out like how long a day is here, and then figure out 18 years times however long a day is type thing, and so I can tell him basically that many days. I don't know if that'll probably confuse him. You're sitting there going 30,000 days from now.
30,000 days from. No, it essentially the translator unit does an okay job, and it basically tells them it's going to be many seasons, and by the time whoever you send comes back, they will be far older, and
right.
It conveys a sense of time. But and his response to that is that he wouldn't order any of his people to go on a trip like that, but he would ask if there are volunteers.
Yeah, anybody with like a fourth or fifth son that's not as important.
Hey, do you have a gimpy son you don't really care for? Hey, send him our way. He may come back with a robotic leg, but he'll be a lot smarter.
He's probably gonna die to fungi somewhere.
Yeah, he'll die of foot infection.
Yeah, I'm fine to go talk to the other fort.
Yeah, we'll happily go talk to their fort.
So he tells you that his son's name is Ione, and that his mother's name is Silwyn.
Okay.
And she is the she isn't necessarily the chief of this other hill fort, but she has kind of insinuated herself into the chief's retinue, and for most intents and purposes, she's kind of taken over.
Okay.
And the leader of that hill fort kind of defers her because Tala-Uneth is the most powerful tribe in the region. And they kind of, until recently, they paid tribute to Tala-Uneth. And so he kind of defers to her, and Calwon tells you that really, ideally, you get his kid back, maybe bloody her nose a bit, but if you can, don't kill anybody. We kind of really want to avoid that. I mean,
sure.
He's not against it in any way. If that's what happened, that's what happens. But ideally, you bloody her nose, you shame her a little bit, you get Ione back, and then Calwon's going to basically banish her. Which, I mean, he might as well kill her because she's going to be kicked out into the wild on her own, And from the sounds of it, that's not a good thing.
Do they have a river near this fort?
There's two rivers, yes.
Okay.
So Tala-Uneth is in the valley of the Uneth River, but there is another river to the east. And so Tala-Uneth and this other fort, which is called Lasky, is in this valley between these two rivers.
They don't have maps, do they?
Oh, absolutely not. And I there are some maps, but not a planetary map for this particular excursion.
I mean,
I bet these people don't have maps.
No.
Yeah, speaking of which, I mean, I actually have a surveying kit.
Yeah, you can make some surveying maps. I mean, from where you guys know that you landed in a forested region in between, essentially right in the middle between these two hill forts, and you opted to head in the direction of the largest one.
Right. Right.
And so, if you're at
So-
the halfway point, you know that you're probably about roughly a day from, at a slow pace. Maybe a half a day if you were really get on it with the gecko, if you're traveling by yourselves. It would take about a half a day for you to get back to the ship. Probably another half a day from there to get to Lasky.
Okay, so yeah, it's the one on the other side of our ship.
Correct.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that makes things easy. All right. I'll ask do you want any of your people to come with us, or do you want us to just go on our own?
He would prefer. He thinks that you guys are the most likely to succeed at this.
Sure.
What he wants to do is have you guys leave, and about a half day behind you, he wants to send 50 of his best warriors behind you.
Well, how about you send your Scald with us, who can tell the story of what happened?
That's a good idea. He likes that idea. Then we can have a verbal record and songs to sing of when we got Ione back from Sylvan.
That's right. And we will try not to put him in any danger.
That's a really good idea. Yeah, he really likes that idea.
Make his Scald earn some money.
So the question with that is, I mean, he can, of course, sit on the lap of your linguist who's been writing with you.
I can ride on the hood.
Just strap him
We
to
could
the
do we could do a quick drop the linguist off.
Yeah.
At the Driznex.
Yep.
Yeah, I can hang on to the bumper of the ship and ride back that way.
Okay. So we will pick this up next week with you guys heading to Lasky.
And I will pick up my bug as we leave. I'll grab my bug.
That's probably a good idea, yeah. So this will be the map of Lasky, and here's the tributaries off to the other river over here on this this eastern side. And so we'll pick this up next week. But I think that you guys have done such a great job with First Contact. I think you guys all get 1 XP.
All right.
And if Jack is watching, Jack, you get 1 XP too. I will let him know, because he had some really good ideas last week with how you guys interacted for the first time with these people.
I'm going to take my leadership from 0 to 1.
That's a good idea.
Taking Persuade from 0 to 1.
Another good idea.
I'm going to do Persuade to 0.
Nice.
Yeah, you're the social one.
Excellent.
I mean, once you get 1 in the skill, and if you get the stat to go with it, it's really easy to get +2.
Sure.
A lot of stuff.
His social's like 10.
Yeah.
Almost all my stats provide a +0. I get a +1. I get +1 from Dex and a +1 from Education, and +1 for Psionics, but that's it.
All
My
right.
weakness is strength.
I'm very
suck
middle.
at strength.
My character's very middle of the road. I have strength 7, endurance 8, int 8, social 8.
Wow.
My charms 8, sanity 7, morale 6. I mean, it's luck 3.
Yeah.
It's, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very, very, very vanilla.
Very vanilla. All right. Well, I will see you guys next week. And
right.
we will see you at 7 o'clock on Friday night.
All right.
Have a good one,
Thank
guys.
you.
Hell yeah. Good night.
Good night.